Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Wednesday, hump day, middle of our trading week, September 16th, 2015. Traders, great to be with you. Coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Dark skies, rain, wind. Wow, we're getting it. We're getting I think it's been downgraded to a tropical storm that came in from China and has gone over Laos, Vietnam, and now is entering into Thailand. So we've had 2 days of horrible weather, and it looks like we got another 3 or 4 days to go. The storm is pretty big, so yeah, it's been raining like crazy. I mean, like really crazy. So that's what's going on my side of the world. So we have some charts to look at, and surprisingly, my internet never went out. I can't believe it. Usually we get big storms like that. The internet in Thailand goes out for a little bit. So happy to be here, happy to be talking to you all, and everything looks like we're running fine. All the computers are up, running, and we're ready to go for another long trading day. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit us at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Cool site to check out. For those of you who don't know me, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series. I started trading in 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, got on the Big Bird, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday to celebrate. Well, traders, it's 8 years later, and guess where I'm at? I'm still in Asia. Love being in Asia. It's especially if you're a Forex trader, and I can trade all 3 trading sessions and still get a good night's rest. New York's only about 3 hours, so that brings me up to about 11 o'clock at night. And no, I do not sit in front of my computers for 13 hours. Trust me. So what I do is I look at fundamentals, I look at technicals, I look at charts, I look at candlestick patterns, I look at higher time frames, and I'm looking for, probabilities and opportunities to enter trades that'll benefit me to be on my side and be in a winning trade. And that's what it's all about. Hard work pays off. But I got to tell you, my second career is just as adventurous as my first one was. All right, that's enough about me. Let's get over to the risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head over to the news and commentary. Let's take a look at our economic calendar today. Remember, this is Wednesday, the 16th of September. So we had earlier in the Asia session, we had an MI lending index was low impact, no forecast out of Australia, no movement on the charts. However, if you look, it should be, we have JPY is doing, the BLJ is doing a monthly report, and that will be, actually, that will be 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's 12 noon Thailand time. Then 90 minutes into the London Open, we have the pound has average earning index, 3-month high impact, and also climate count change, which is also high impact today. So watch out for that. Going into London lunch, we have the Canada has manufacturing sales month on month, and the U.S. has CPI month on month and core CPI month on month. For those of you who are in the good time zone, it would be 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the next Asia session, you have New Zealand's GDP quarter on quarter. That can be a number that can definitely do some movement in the New Zealand pairs. So just keep an eye on that if you're in any New Zealand pairs. I won't be at that one. That's 5:45 in the morning. So I won't be at the charts at that time, my friends. So that's going on with what's going on with the economic calendar. So let's take a look at what's going on and how the markets closed yesterday. The US 30 closed up 1.40%. S&P 500 closed up 1.28%. The NASDAQ closed up 1.14%. The small cap 2000 closed at 1.14%. A lot of moves there. Wow, all I see is green, 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 and green. A lot of happy people out there. All right, let's take a look at the DAX closed up 0.56%. The FTSE 100 closed up 0.87%. The CAC 40 is in the green at 1.13%. And the Euro Stoxx 50 is up 1.01%. Traders, let's head on over to Asia. Remember that these countries are currently trading as Asia is in full swing. The Nikkei 225 is up 1.03%. The S&P ASX 200 is up 1.38%. Wonder if that had anything to do with their new prime minister they got yesterday. The Shanghai is in the red at just barely at 0.05%. And the Hang Seng is in the green at 1.22%. And the Kospi at a Seoul is positive 1.79%. So that wraps up our indices. So commentary is, I expect a very lackluster day today, as you will see in the charts. Traders are just not going to trade. They're just going to sit back and hold on. They're not going to get in the way of this FOMC announcement. And unfortunately, we have like 36 hours before we get this, close to 48 hours before we get this, before we get this news. So, I'm sorry, 24 hours before we get this news. I'm looking at my Bangkok time. So we got a long way to go before we get trading back to normal. And I think the markets are going to clam up. I think basically nothing's going to happen unless something leaks out or something. A week ago it was like 75 to 80% that they weren't going to raise interest rate hikes. Well, I'm a Twitter person, and I get a lot of news on Twitter. I think I follow like 236 people, and probably 234 of them is all news and market-related followers that I follow. And now this is now down to a like 50-50 situation if they're going to raise hikes or raise interest rate hikes from the FOMC. So this is going to get pretty crazy now. So the next 36 hours is going to be pretty interesting until we get this data come out. All I could say is, I don't want to say not to trade. I mean, that's kind of selfish of me not to trade. But I'm going to tell you, I'd be very, very careful and put on your scalp hat. Man, grab 10, 15, 20 pips and get out. You don't know who's going to get on that microphone and say something crazy. All you need is one of these FOMC members to come out and say something. You don't know what they're doing. They're in their meetings. They're doing whatever. You just have to really, really be careful right now. Because whatever happens, it's going to move the market. And I won't be awake for it because that's 1 a.m. in the morning for me. And no, I'm not. I won't be in front of my charts for that announcement. All right, talking about charts, let's move over to it. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Traders, remember these are 30-minute charts, so that means every candle on the chart is 30 minutes in duration. This is really at a nice spot here. I put a trend line on this euro dollar. I just want to sell the euro dollar. I think the dollar is going to gain strength here in the next couple of days as we lead into this Fed meeting. I thought the opposite 2 days ago. I really thought that we were going to get a very weak dollar. But it looks like we're getting a lot of dollar strength as you go through the pairs. You'll see what I'm talking about. So there's a good chance I think we're going to get some dollar strength here. So I put this trend line, which is valid. It's like a 5-touch trend line. And I just wanted to get below it, but it's got to give me a retest of that trend line. I've got to make sure this thing's not going to pop up 30 or 40 pips and knock me out, right? I normally don't talk about stops, but, just put your stop like 5 pips above the daily pivot point. If it didn't work there, it's not going to work, right? So just get out of the trade if you take a small loss. And if we can get in at 1263, which would be great, and we can get out at 1179, it's a nice day's work. And, if you take a look left of the chart after this trend line, it's a wide open space to the downside, folks. There is nothing on this chart. So, this looks really good for us. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's head on over to the pound dollar. The pound dollar has been bullish. The pound in general was bullish. However, it had a huge sell-off, and now we're back down here at support. So my look at this is, let's get a bullish engulfing candle here, and let's see if we can get a move to the upside. And we'll take this to 5,400. Like, I'd probably get it out at 5,390, and just take my 40 pips or 30 pips and get out. Now, the other part of this is that this can just, if the dollar does get strong throughout the trading day, this can just dump on us and just keep going down. And that's a possibility. You might want to put a trend line on the bottom of that support area and watch that it just might dump. Doesn't have to come back up, but I think it's gonna come back up. This is really hard to read. We don't know how other markets are going to react, especially as we get into London, and Asia's not doing anything. There's no data in Asia. But, in London we have some data coming out, and, a heck of a lot more people in the markets. And then, then we have New York, right? So who knows what's going to happen on that side. Let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar, this is way too high for the Aussie dollar. This needs to sell off. The Aussies definitely don't want this at 71. They want it at 65. So, we're at resistance. You know what? Give me a bearish candlestick close below that daily pivot point, and I'll be more than happy to sell this. And I'll just take my stop just above the daily pivot point, like 10 pips, and let it head down, I'd watch that S1 pivot, and you can see the 200 exponential moving average, which is that green line. I keep an eye out for that, but I want to get out of the trade at the S2 daily pivot, which is a major reversal pivot point. Now, no, I'm not infatuated with pivot points. However, me and you are not the only ones that are looking at a chart like this, and everybody sees this price action, and everybody has these pivots, and they're watching it. Trust me, they're watching it, and we know from past experience that R2 and S2 are really reversal pivot points. So we'll just watch this and take it slow. I'm in no rush to jump into any trades. I got to be honest with you. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. Pretty strange. This pair is all over the place. You just got to trade it, what's in front of you that day. This is bearish. If you take a look at this chart spatially, spatial intelligence, this is a bearish chart. We're at resistance. We're at the daily pivot point. You know what? That second hour of your Forex trading is we sell at resistance, we buy at support. You know what? Give me a bearish engulfing candle here, and I'll be more than happy to take this down at 1.5798. And I did not put a take profit on here because, one, you wouldn't be able to see it. But the other thing is I'm not quite sure where I'm going to enter this at. These other trade plans that I give you, you can see where I'm entering and where I'm getting out at. And I have an idea where my stop's going to go with my money management style, but this doesn't look that easy. So I wouldn't enter the trade until I had a stop loss and a target. But right at the moment, I don't have that. So that's why you're only seeing that one. And just look above it. We got an R1, and then, of course, we got the 200 exponential at 59.16. So we'll keep an eye on all of them. Here's the euro yen. I'm bearish on the euro yen. I'd love to see this is above the pivot point. This can shoot up, folks. Don't get me wrong. This could shoot up. I'm biased to the downside because it's been bearish for so long. And also, we got that 200 exponential moving average. Now, this is only a 30-minute chart, so you got to keep that into mind. But if we can get down, it's 135.51. I'm all in if we can get a nice bearish candlestick, and we'll get out at 134.98. Nice, 50 pip trade, 45 pip trade, and we'll just get out of this thing. But it's going to take some price action to do it. All right, let's take a look at our last pair of the day, and that is the New Zealand dollar. This pair excites me the most out of all the pairs. This is my top of my watch list. This is New Zealand dollar. We're at resistance. I drew that purple line up there to show you that that's resistance. And I'd love to get in this trade at 0.6357. We'll take it down to the S1 where the 200 exponential moving average is at 0.6312. nice 40 pip trade. I know I put a star there. We're gonna see this daily pivot point. It's probably gonna give us a bounce, but that's all right. We should be at break even by that point. But this just looks like a really, really nice trade to the downside. Remember, folks, if you look at the daily chart, it is bearish, bearish, bearish. But if we keep getting this dollar strength, I think this can happen. And this is the pair I'm really watching for today. If I was to enter a live trade, this is, the pair to do it at. And traders, if you don't want to trade, because of this news that's coming out tomorrow, man, just go on a demo account, have some fun, and just don't trade. Just don't trade live. Go to a demo account, just have some fun. And, if you're in front of your desk and you have to do something, do it on a demo account. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining me on a Wednesday, September 16th, 2015. Traders, always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, it's been great to be with you, and from rainy Thailand, we'll catch you next time. Take care, traders, and have a great trading day. See you now. Bye-bye.